Okay.
That's a fake one?
Yeah. So I'm going to have some helpers here.
Hold on to it.
And for my people and the spectators, we're going to have to identify first the anterior surface of the heart. Okay? The anterior surface is the surface that you see from here. And from there, we're going to try to identify the chambers of the heart and different structures of the heart. Okay? So when you look to a heart like this, here is my identifier right there. This is the anterior interventricular sulcus that has branches of the coronary artery and vein. This is my apex. Okay? So this has to be my left ventricle. This has to be my right ventricle. Okay? Again, more identification of the anterior surface of the heart. So technically the heart is like this. And it's sitting like that. But mine is a little smaller. It's not that big. Okay? But you get the idea. And this is the left auricle. Okay, remember? This is the auricle. Right? And this is the right auricle. That's the other one. So if I place the heart like so, left, right, anterior, posterior, technically the heart is sitting this way. Okay? So the apex of the heart, tip of the heart, is looking this way. Okay? Alright. So now let's see if we are going to confirm this. For some dubious reason, I see that somebody was here before me, and I really don't like this, but we'll live with this. Okay? Now, important to know also that these are external landmarks of the heart, because this will tell you, the auricle that is, that right underneath we have the atria. So underneath the left auricle, I have the left atrium. Underneath the right auricle, I have the right atrium. We're going to confirm all this in a few. Okay? So now this is the conventional way of using the scalpel. If I can open this. Okay? Goes bye-bye. Alright? Just confirming. Okay? So since we know our anatomy right now, we're going to confirm it. This is the anterior interventricular septum. This is my apex here. I'm going to make a cut here. You know, it's a fake one, right? Mm-hmm. And if I do this, I would have somebody to feel this wall. Who wants to feel? No, from this side. Okay? Always remember to put this away if you're not using it. Feel the thickness of this part here. I'm going to pull their hair because they did this to me. Okay? What do you think you feel here? When you stop here, what is this? What could this be?
Ventricle.
Coming up?
Ventricle.
Hmm? No, this is a ventricle. This is a ventricle. What is this?
Septum.
No, all the way deep. What she puts, he had her finger on. The
Ventricular.
interventricular
So good.
septum.
Septum.
Septum. See how thick this is? How thick do you think this is?
An inch.
That's
No.
at least 2 inches.
How did you know? 2 inches, right?
What?
Okay, so this is the, technically, according to EM, is the left ventricle. Okay? So to confirm this, we go out of the left ventricle, and we should go ahead and come out through the aorta, right? So let's see if we are going to reach the aorta. My fingers are not that big, so might not reach the aorta. Let's go here and try to reach the aorta. I have a different way. I am going to try to have my fingers meet with each other. They did meet. This is the aorta right there. Okay? because the aorta is coming out of the left ventricle. Okay? Now, what should I see between the left ventricle and the aorta? What should I feel?
Semilunar valves.
Which one?
Semilunar
Where?
Semilunar what?
valves.
How many are they? No.
Two.
No. The semilunar aortic valve. We're on the left side. Okay? All right. So we go here and we find we check the semilunar valve. We're going to see it afterwards. Now, since we are here, we might want to go to see if this is the left atrium or not. Right? So we're going to make a cut here. I'm going to make a puncture here, and I stop. Okay? And I put my finger there. Has to be hollow. Okay? And if this is correct, then this should be the right atrium, left atrium rather, and I am going to touch the bicuspid valve. Okay? So if I open this up and I see the beautiful, I need somebody to hold with me, please. Okay? These are the chordae tendineae that we talked about. Okay? This is the papillary muscle right there. Okay? And this is the mitral valve. You see, there is one leaf. You can't see from here. You have to come from Anna's side. No, come from Anna's side. Come from Anna's side. Come closer from Anna's side. Okay? There's one leaf and the other one, right? So this is the mitral valve. So technically, I am in so this was cut incorrectly. That's why they're both open on each other. So here stops the atrium, right? The left atrium. Now you see here a very important structure that goes across, goes around like a crown, and it's called the coronary artery and vein. So this is a cross section of the coronary artery and vein. This here, and you see it from this side too. See? It's right here somewhere.
Yes.
Yeah? Okay? It's cut from here. Whenever you cut anywhere here, you will see the coronary arteries supplying all parts of the heart within this fat tissue. Okay? All right. Now, actually, my cut should have been right here. So I'm going to make another cut here, and she will have to hold it with me. Anna, that is.
Is it like carving a pumpkin? That's hard.
That's a broken. I don't know who did this. If I had known that it would. Doesn't matter. Okay. So you go like so.
Like a box.
Okay. And if I put my finger here, I have to meet the aorta. See, this is the wrong one. I didn't meet it. Okay, where's the aorta? Here. That's the aorta right there. Okay? This is very annoying. That's not fun. That's not fun. I never asked them to cut this heart open for me. I know how to do it myself. Alrighty. So this is how to identify the different chambers of the heart. Okay? Now we look at the heart like this. You won't be able to see which one is aorta, which one is pulmonary artery, which one is inferior vena cava. Forget it. Very hard. Okay? Alright. Now we'll try to get hold of the 4 pulmonary veins. Okay? So technically speaking, they should come from this area here. We have a big fat thingy,
You have a broken heart.
and probably this is where the 4 pulmonary artery go in. Okay? So my finger is in the left atrium. Okay? And this is where the 4 pulmonary veins connect come from the lung going there. Alrighty? Cool?
Yes, sir.
Now, this is the anterior interventricular septum, right? That's the apex. We're done with the left side of the heart. This is the left auricle. We flip to the right side of the heart. The right side of the heart, again the same incision, and I want Cole to take a look and tell me how thick this wall is.
It's that thick.
Half an inch. How big was the other one?
2.
2 inches. Why?
Doesn't it circulate more blood or something?
Close enough.
Oh, what was the close enough?
Circulate more blood. Like it has to
Yes,
go
exactly.
to the
Because
whole
the other
entire
side,
body.
yeah, the other
It
side
goes
pumps it to the
to
body.
the whole body.
No,
and
the other one receives
It
the
does pump blood, absolutely, to all parts of the body, all the way down to the toes, right? What is the deal with the pulmonary artery? It just pushes it half a foot to the lung. It doesn't have to be that thick, right? So, I'm going to show you all the valves in details when I do more destruction here. Now, we settled that this is the right ventricle, right? To confirm this, my finger has to come out of a certain structure. And that structure usually goes this way, makes like a C shape, and you will see this very clearly into the on the small heart, and probably this is the curvature of the pulmonary artery. Now take a look at the pulmonary artery closer, okay? And hopefully I don't make another cut in my finger. One is enough. Okay? You want to hold, please? Now I'll cut your finger. And you have this here. What do you think this is?
valve.
Semi-lunar
Valve.
valve. I have my fingers. You see? You see where the semi-lunar valve is? Okay? There's a 1, 2, and 3 cusps. Okay? So this is the semi-lunar valve right there coming out of the right ventricle. Okay? Got it? Okay. Do you expect to see chordae tendineae here?
No.
You see chordae tendineae only in the ventricles. There we go. Okay?
I'm gonna hold on.
All right. Now, let's move on to
Get on my shoulders.
the right atrium. Now, we said that the right atrium, the only way to get it is to go over go through the right auricle, right? That's the right auricle here, and I went through it, and sure enough, my finger has to bypass or to pass by the tricuspid valve to open into the right ventricle. So this is exactly where my tricuspid valve is. I know that some of you don't believe me, but if Anna holds this, thank you very much. You should see the valves leaflets here. You see these? These are the valve leaflets, and there is one here, and there is one there. Okay? You see them?
Yes.
You see? There is 1, 2, and 3. That's the third one that we cut. Okay? And what are these? Chordae tendineae attached to, what is this? Papillary muscle. What is this cut? Papillary muscle, right there. Papillary muscle, chordae tendineae, valve. Okay? Tricuspid valve. Okay? Now I know from my anatomy that out of the right atrium or into the right atrium, what pours into the right atrium? Superior and inferior vena cava. Right? So if I put my finger here in the superior in the atrium, I should hit somewhere, somehow, sometime. This is very beautiful. I haven't seen it before. This is the superior vena cava. Okay? Right there. It's usually cut up to this point. So that's the first time I see it. Now, some of you are a little bit skeptical. And I said, well, how do you know that this is a vein? This is what we studied yesterday. Thin. Do you see any muscular layer compared to this. Put your fingers here and put your fingers there.
Yeah.
Now you see the difference between artery and the vein in real life? This is how it looks like. Don't worry about this. This is all fat. Okay? But this is the real wall of a vein. And remember, that's the biggest vein in the body. And see how thin it is.
It's the main one.
Okay? And these are arteries, no matter what their name is, what kind of blood runs into. Why? You see the thick middle layer? The tunica media. See how thick it is? And you see very clearly the tunica adventitia, or the external tunic. And you put your finger, and it's very smooth. Okay? That's the endothelium, or the tunica interna. Okay? So here is the superior vena cava. We can try to look up the inferior vena cava, and this is where the inferior vena cava is. Okay? As I told you, don't ever think that this heart, real life, will look like what you have in your book. Okay? It's not going to be straight and beautiful and standing like this. The apex underneath and the two atria above. Okay? And the superior coming from here and the inferior oh, heavenly. That's not going to happen. Right? You will see everything. And remember, we said that the heart is twisted on itself a little bit. Right? It's tilted. It's not just sitting on the side, but the whole thing is twisted. So when you twist the inside of the heart, you are going to make the chambers smaller. Okay? So that's inferior, that's superior, that's inferior vena cava. If you want, this is the heart, that's superior. Okay? That's superior vena cava. And this is, what is it now? This is inferior vena cava, where my finger is. Okay? So this is technically what? The posterior surface of the heart. Okay? Right there. So this is the heart in real life, like this. Superior, inferior. Okay? And we did identify all the valves of the heart, with the exception of the pulmonary valve. We've seen the pulmonary valve. The aortic valve we haven't seen. Okay? I don't want to do a lot of mutilation here, because the aortic valve is back there, and I want you to just put your fingers there, starting from this area here, and you will eventually meet the valve. I have my fingers in those little pockets of the semi-lunar valve. Okay, and this is where it is between my two fingers actually. I have a very thin membrane. And if you want to do the same thing, okay, put one finger there, okay? Don't pinch my finger, okay? Go, yes, oh, you got it. Now put your other finger in there.
Yeah.
You see there's something holding in between, right? There's a membrane in between.
Yes.
That's the valve, that's the semilunar valve, right? If you make a cut like this, okay? Now if she leaves her finger like this and I get the scalpel, I'm gonna go all the way, okay? Hopefully I don't cut her fingers. Okay, we can see the inside of the, you're going to delete this part, right? We're going to see the semi-lunar aortic valve. Easy? Anybody has any questions in general? How to identify structures from the outside? How to, where the chordae tendineae, where the papillary muscles and so on? Okay, everybody is happy and thrilled and comfortable. You can see remains of the valve right here. So these are remainders and the chordae tendineae. This is a remainder of the tricuspid valve, and you see they're attached here. They were attached to the papillary muscles. Papillary muscles are nothing other than muscles stemming out of the heart. Okay. And of the inside of the endocardium, and holding the little strings that will they're this way, so they pull on the valve. Okay, so the valve doesn't flip over. When it goes up, it pulls them, keeps them in check. Okay, if you didn't have those chordae tendineae, the valve will go upside down, and the blood will regurgitate back to the right atrium. Okay, all right, and you see the thickness of the right heart right here, the right ventricle, much, 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 much skinnier and smaller than the left side because it needs more power. Now, another drawback of this is that the left side of the heart and the mitral valve takes a lot of pressure. That's why when you see a problem with the heart valves in general, you always start with a left side problem. Okay? Mitral valve is the most vulnerable. It takes the main burden. Why? When you have systole, boom, you have 120 millimeters of mercury, okay, pushing against the mitral valve, sending the blood to the aorta. So that valve has to sustain so much pressure. Gets bad when you have people who have hypertension because that 120 goes much higher. Not just that, when you have diastole, what is diastole? Diastole is when the heart relaxes, okay? The pressure when it relaxes doesn't go from 120 to 0. It never goes to 0 millimeters, okay? It goes down, okay, to maybe 80, probably, normally, right? And if it doesn't go down all the way, which means that the patient has hypertension, let's say it goes to 110 or 100, so you have 150 back to 100. Humongous pressure. This is what you should worry about in hypertension. You should worry about the high pressure of diastole. It means what? It means that the heart is in constant contraction. It doesn't relax. In other words, it doesn't fill up properly with blood during diastole. Getting the idea of hypertension and how bad it is?
Yes.
Okay? Now take a look again at the beautiful coronary artery, which I cannot see from here, so never mind. This is one part here, and if you go further on this side, you will find them all along the here. See, there's one more. See the black thingy? That's coronary artery. Okay, you see it there? Point the thing, please. It's right there. Yes. Yes. Okay. And on the other side, it's right there. Right there. Okay.
Oh, no, I could do it.
So this to confirm that the coronary artery goes around the heart. Okay? This is a picture that you see in books only. Okay? Mitral valve, chordae tendineae, coming out of a papillary muscle. Hold this open, please. And give me the probe. And this is the big muscle that is holding the chordae tendineae, and then you have the two leaflets of the mitral valve, the two cusps. Okay, here are the cusps. So remember, the blood goes this way, and when it tries to come back, it shoots here to the aorta. At the same time, those chordae tendineae will relax and flip the valve shut to close, and this is what makes the first heart sound. So, tricuspid valve, mitral valve, shutting or slamming shut makes
Does it sound
lub,
Oh.
lub, okay? Long and deep. I know who wants to. The second one is the slamming shut of the semilunar valve, okay? And this is the dub part, short and loud, okay? No, acute and flat, not flat. What is it called? Okay?
Sharp.
Sharp, yes. Fall, lub, dub, lub, dub, lub, dub. You'll have to learn this. You have to put the stethoscope on the heart and different locations on the chest to see if you can hear the first and the second heart sound. Common sense will tell you, if you want to listen to the second heart sound, you have to go over what? The semilunar valve. So you need to know the anatomy of the semilunar valve from the outside, because you're not going to open the chest of the patient to check the semilunar valves. Okay? We can do it in the lab here only. But in real life, you have to see the landmark. See how important it is, the surface anatomy? From the outside, you know everything that is inside. You put your You put one point, right? The point, you know exactly what this point is going. Okay? All right, any questions or concerns? If this is not the case, get ready with your professional attire to dissect your own heart. I'm going to leave this outside. You're more than welcome to take a look, because probably you're going to see this or one of the other hearts on your test. They have the same structures, but these are the ones that I did dissect, and I didn't expect this to be